What is up, risk takers? Welcome to the Kill Pete strategy. I am Pete, and today I'm playing Risk Global Domination on PC. The map is the map is Reverse World, and this is the second time I'm going to be playing this map. This was a request from a subscriber to do Simple World with Fog and Blizzards. I'm doing Blizzards today. I'm not doing Fog. I don't think I'm quite ready to play Fog in Ranked. And we are playing a 6-player progressive game with 2 bots and 3 human opponents. First to act, we have Murmur, and Murmur is flying the flag United States, 118 hours with about 1/4 win-to-loss ratio. And in the second position, flying the flag of Turkey. Looks like a new account. And then myself, and then a bot. And in the 5th position, flying the flag of Jordan, General 10, 79 hours, 30 to 154. And let's take a look at my setup. So, here's how the continents break down. Looks like the magenta player is going for the center. Here's how the continents break down. The center position is worth 7, so is the Indian continent. We have a 4, a 5, and a 4. In the north we have a 3, a 4, and a 3. And in the far east we have a 5 plus. This little isthmus is worth 3 as a continent if you can hold it. So it looks like the center is valuable, but it's also probably harder to hold. Having a blizzard there makes it easier. I don't love my position, so I think what I'm going to be doing for this is to try and do the 2-position strategy, where I have 2 large armies separated from each other, put myself in position to kill my opponents in the 7th or 8th turn. Yeah, I really don't love my start. Okay, I think on turn 1, I don't want to put myself next to the black bot either, because they're just as soon to take me out. So maybe my move is to get this piece of the south and start gravitating my armies towards each other. I also have an okay concentration up here, but I don't really like any of my positions at the moment, so we'll have to see how this board develops. Okay, lime green player pushes into black, and they make 3 attacks, so I'm guessing this AI is a bit aggressive. And the dark green player puts their troops in the bottom left. This bottom left actually looks good. You could defend it from these top 3 now that there's a blizzard there. And that continent's valuable. It's worth 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 5 for 7. It looks like he's taking it on the first turn. That is very scary. Ooh, no. Somebody has to break this. Maybe the green bot will, which is my hope. But this guy really has a strong continent right off the bat, so that's pretty scary. I want to be as far away from green as I can. And black finally puts in, and I kind of suspected it would go for this position. Alright, moving to the second turn, I'm guessing that magenta is going to work on taking the center, and then they would be natural enemies with dark green. And that's fine by me because I'm here and here, so my next turn I'll kind of take into this northern piece in the middle. I want to stay away from this corner where green is developing his forces. Blizzards do make this map cool. Cutting off certain choke points really allows you to see some of these big juicy continents as being potentially holdable, so it's not really what I like to do in progressive. I don't try to gun for continents, but I'm not opposed to it completely if the opportunity presents itself. Magenta making a slow claim for the middle. I don't think they're going to like where that goes because I predict that green sees what I see and will stop this from happening. Red is making his claim up in the top left, so this is good. So all 3 of my human opponents are next to each other. So we have magenta, red, and green. And then all I have to do is find space in the rest of the board. and I should be okay. So yeah, on my turn, I'm going to put my reinforcement here. I'm going to put one troop in the south as well, just so I have two positions kind of developing. Oh yeah, and red has a continent too in the north. It has that Arctic continent, or 3, I think. Yep, so 2 of my 3 opponents holding continents. The third one is about to take as well. It looks like I will be able to hold this third position, so maybe we try and pivot to a bit more of the third position play. But I really want to be away from what everyone is doing here, because dark green looks like they're guarding? No, they're going to push in north now. No, they're guarding. Okay, guarding is good. So when you take the bonus that you get from your continent and you put some of it into a defensive strategy, that's good for my seat, because that means you're not going to be expanding as fast. And as I predicted, he's going to be causing problems for Magenta now. So we have natural battles between my human opponents that I like to see happen. And puts 2 troops there, gets an easy take on lime green, and passes the turn, I'm guessing. That's it. He's successfully guarded his continent, and he's not going to do much more than that. Why bother, right? You're holding a continent worth 5, you might as well sit on it. The black bot for the second turn continues to push into the green AI in that corner. So now we have the black bot making a strong claim for the Pacific East continent, which is also worth 5. For the third turn, Magenta's in a really tough spot because they claimed this continent, but they didn't take it. He's going to roll a 6 on 3, I betcha. That's even riskier. You got to take for a single. So now I want to kind of reverse my position for this 5 and push into this region, because this seems to be the most unoccupied space on the board. And this blizzard here gives me a nice buffer zone between Green Strong Continent and myself. And Magenta pulls in. Okay. So he's fine with green being there. He just doesn't want green to push any further into his continent. Red does a little bit of guarding and starts to attack up here. So this is fine. I actually like the situation that's developing on the western half of this board, right? All 3 of my opponents are keeping each other in check. And it might take up here. I think it's 5 on 2 now is 100%. But I want to move my army. I could do that too, I guess. So what I really don't want to do is I don't want to appear too threatening to red, such that they are incentivized to guard their borders against me. I want to be over here, I think. Even though I have an eye to attacking that way, all I want to do is I want to get an easy take every turn. Continue picking up cards. I'm middle of the pack if anyone matches early, like bots tend to do, or fairly aggressive humans. Then my match goes up, right? I don't want to have the 4, the 6, maybe I'll take the 8, but more likely I want the 10, the 12, or the 15. So, I just gotta hold my cards, not worry about dying, and match as late as possible. And then we'll see after the first match is done on turn 6. We'll see when I have a second match, and that second match usually is being used to kill a player and take their cards and match again, and that's how you win games of progressive. Green is still guarding. They're going to make an attack here, I'm guessing, on the weak piece of lime green on their border. And then they will have a front butting right up against red. Now they make an attack here. Try to spend their single? Alright, that works too. Guys are getting lucky rolls today. Okay, still guarding on 3 fronts, but now he's right up in Magenta's way, and there's little Magenta can do about it. They can put their bonus on the 6 maybe and roll a 9 on 8, but those odds kind of suck. Maybe he gets lucky. I think that might be his only choice at this point. Because if Magenta allows this to occur, they're fucked. But let's see what they do. Puts the 9. Does he roll the 9? He does! He does it! And he succeeds! And he breaks. You gotta break too. Yes. Okay. So, remember how I was saying I liked how this situation was developing amongst the 3 humans? right? They're all keeping each other in check. So magenta just took a continent and broke green, which will cause green to retaliate, and then we have an attrition battle between two people that I'm not involved in, weakening them both. So my slow, careful expansion, my appearing non-threatening, works out at the crucial time in the game, right? Right now I look weak, and I'm fine with looking weak, because nobody's scared of the weak-looking player, and in that way... I succeed. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece, and I don't want to be on either of my two opponents' borders, but I got to pick one. And magenta has shown aggression, so I figure they're going to get punched by green. They're going to have more problems. I'm going to move this 6 out now. So I want to point both of my armies the other way now. Okay? Can only make one fortification. I would have liked to also consolidate. Lime green player matches in early. Gets to take where? Maybe here? Sure. Better than me. Fine. That's all fine. Cool. So they're opening a path for me to move to the east of this board. I want all three of my human opponents fighting over the west while I slowly expand. You can see I'm actually holding territory now, right? I've just been getting single takes each turn, but I'm actually holding 2 positions. Green matches in early. Do they invade magenta from the south? Interesting. They break magenta in the south. And they roll 6 on 2 to retake their continent, I predict. Magenta is locked in a single position. Now they have 4 cards and they're down to 13 troops. So they're in big trouble. They're going to be forced to match early as well. Looking better and better, like I'm going to get the 15. That was a brutal turn for magenta, but as I said last turn, they really had no choice. They're in trouble. They do have their cards. If they can match late and get a big match, maybe they're still alive in this game. But it's also possible that they just get eaten. And if they're the fish, maybe I want to put myself in the position to eat them. So maybe I don't move my army from here. Maybe I line it up. I do something sneaky. Like I cross this sea lane, and then have an eye to attack in from there next turn, right? Cross in, reinforce, and then shoot to magenta in a couple of future turns. Okay, they do match in. They get the 8. They kind of have to push into green again, but that causes the attrition battle that I was talking about, so that's good for me. I can see them thinking because they're in a shitty spot, so they don't really have a good move. If I was in magenta's position, I would escape. Okay, he doesn't do that. He retakes the continent. Removes green's position. This is good too, right? Green has now 2 tiny exclaves remaining that are going to get picked off fairly quickly. Having your human opponents be locked in single positions is good because it makes them easier to take out. Red is guarding. So where is red going to get their take? Red actually still has decently powerful exclaves. They're going to get their take here on me, it looks like, and continue guarding on a single front. And that is absolutely fine by me. And holds there. Red is playing a much better game. They haven't been interrupted. They've been able to hold their continent. Sure. This is good. I like where all this is going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack over that sea lane to this piece and get out of everyone's way again. Let all of my human opponents be in one direction on this map from me, and I can worry about bots on the other side. Bots aren't really all that scary, right? You lose a game to bots, you're playing pretty bad. So once you can figure out how to manipulate bots, what they do, what they don't do, you'll feel a lot better. Okay, so green has 8 match bonus because they're holding their continent, and they're going to break magenta again. I just know it. Because magenta isn't guarding. And green's guarding heavy, so they have all their forces in this one position. I have 23 right now, but I'm holding 5 cards. They have 37, holding this continent all game, but they have no cards. So you'll see how me waiting to the last minute to get my cards brings me up in terms of troops right up to about where the guy who's held the continent, held the big continent almost all game is, right? Progressive is much less about the board than it is about the cards. Oh, and look at this. Black matches in. So I am going to get the 15. I'm going to lose this piece of the corner. Or not. Okay, okay. We got 2 aggressive bots in this game. That's fun to see. I like when bots punch a lot. As long as they're not punching me. Alright, and we have the beginning of turn 6. This is when the matches should start. So, 2 of my 3 opponents have already used their match, which is too bad for them, but good for me. Magenta has a choice now between retaking the center and getting broken for sure from one of the other sides, or moving to the southern continent, which has now been abandoned by me, so it's pretty open. Gets one easy take and quits, or does he keep punching? Magenta has 25 troops to my 23. The red player is doing quite well. Red has 42, 5 cards are going to match, and now you're going to get the 12. I'm interested to see where that goes. Okay, rolls on 8 from black, which is great. That means black is all here. What's black at? 28? Okay, so now I should have an eye to kill black, so I'm not going to let black hold this continent anymore. Red expands in the north. Yeah, I'm going to match it on my turn. I'm going to make a couple of attacks. I'm going to attack through here. I'm also going to break black's continent. And red is now holding another continent. What is that one worth? 4? That's a lot. Okay, so I'm matching in, and I have a joker. Perfect. So I'm not going to show aggression to red. I'm going to continue to retreat. And the reason I'm going to continue to retreat is I want to kill black next turn. Because I know I have a joker, so I know I have a match. So I go like this. I line myself up to kill black. $19 stack there. The minimum second match is going to be 20. That's the next match. Unless someone matches before me, which makes it even easier for me to kill black and take their what I hope will be 3 cards. Can't see why not. And black only has 26 on board. I start off with 19, add 20 to that. They're easy to take, right? So I'll trade in 3 cards. I'll get 3 cards. It's net neutral in terms of cards, but then I will also be occupying half of the board. And that's how I'm going to win this game. I eat black next turn. If red invades me here, which I expect them to do, but not invade me there because that would open up my big army to them, that's fine, because I lose, what, 3 reinforcement? Yeah, but I've lined myself up to eat black. The next question is, how do I eat lime green or one of my other human opponents? So, dark green player puts more in around where magenta is. Magenta is also looking kind of like the fish. They have 1 extra card over black. Maybe, okay, so maybe magenta's a better kill, depending. They're holding 3, so they could match in on their turn. If they don't, they're not the fish. Black bot retakes their continent. And a little bit of lime green. Oh, they don't retake their continent. Okay, cool. I gotta push through 29 to get 3 cards. Match point is 20, so it's not actually a good value. But if I'm holding that much of the board, it'll be tough for my opponents to deal with in future turns unless someone decides to gun for me, which happens. Okay, magenta takes red out of the south. They're going to knock me off here, and I think they're also going to take black's 4. Magenta holding 4 cards for 27. They're a better deal, but I don't really have the ability to kill them because I'm not lined up for it. Red putting an 11. They have to break my continent there. Of course they do. Sure. So, magenta has 27 troops and 4 cards. Black has 29 and 3 cards, but I can't kill magenta unless we get a little more punchy. Yeah, not good enough. Okay, so can I kill black? 20? Yeah, I think I do. And then I'll get their 3 cards, and I'll also have a 4th from my turn. And then I'm probably going to have a match. And if I probably have a match, I probably do well. And I still need to make sure I don't show too much aggression to any of my opponents. So I put my troops here, not on red's border, but I kind of line myself up to push in this way and take someone out again next turn. Do I have a match? I do. So it's looking pretty good for me. I hold half the board. Only 2 continents, though. And green's down to 16. I think red can kill lime green. So that's going to be bad for me. If the red player takes lime green, they get a double match, right? They match in on 4. They match in on 4 again. Magenta's looking super weak, but they probably have 4 cards, and I expect that match to go into green as a revenge play. Everyone's holding 4 cards now, so whoever the fish is, it's real juicy. If red doesn't see that they can kill lime green, then that's even better for me. If magenta doesn't match and they're holding 5, I eat them. Match point is 25. Okay. Magenta gets their continent in the south, but doesn't open up this front. Yeah, because they don't want me to come in and come in swinging. It's too late for them, though. I can hook around this way. So I think I kill magenta holding 5, unless red beats me to it. If red can probably win the game this turn. If they match in, they kill magenta, they kill lime green, they get enough cards to probably be unbeatable. Let's see if they see it. Okay, they punch me instead. No, they guard. Okay, so they don't see it. So here's how red could have won, right? They could have killed lime green here, taken the rest out that way, matched, used that match to kill magenta, matched, and then, right, they would have pulled ahead. Instead, what they're doing is bullshit. So good for you, red. You did some bullshit. Congratulations. I'm allowed to put in 14. Oh, goodness. You guys are fucked. Sure. I line myself up to kill magenta and lime green. And that's pretty good. Get 5 cards. Alright, so how do I get in on lime green? I don't really, right? Because... do I hook around that way? I'm going to push through 15 extra troops of red in order to get it. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Can I get in? Is there a cheaper way to get in? No, there doesn't appear to be. I think I do it anyways. Because I want to take these cards. Alright, looks like I win this game. Red's holding 5. Don't worry, Red, you're not dead yet. I'm going to put myself in the center now. So I'm going to remove this piece of red. I'm going to break their continent here. And I'm going to reinforce my troops into the middle so that I'm holding 5. I control half the board. I have a massive army. And my 2 human opponents are both going to match in before me. So I'm assuming one of these guys punches me. But that's fine. Because I have as many troops as both of them combined. And I'm last to match. So I get the... one gets the 40, one gets the 45. I get the 50. I think they balance each other out. Unless they both try to kill me right now. Which is possible. We'll see how it goes. Or oh, he doesn't have a match. Oh no! If green doesn't have a match on 4, he's fucked. He's the next fish. Too bad for green. Good game, bro. You're meat. All right. Red matches and red goes kaboom, kaboom, kaboom across this side of the board. But it doesn't matter because green's holding 5 and I'm next to match, so I eat green and then I win. Okay? And that's the game. Cool. Feel good about this one. Too little, too late, red. He's also clicking with animations on. You can tell by the speed, so maybe just a reminder for all you guys, if you're new to my videos, turn off your camera animations so you can attack faster. You only have 60 seconds. Make sure... Oh, and he locked himself? That's it for you. Well played. Good game. And Bob's your uncle. Alright, I'm going to kill green now. I'm going to take 5 cards. And then I'm going to finish off this side of the board. Yeah, I would cry like a baby too if I was you. And I'll switch the slider to manual, so it rolls manual roll, or true random, not balanced blitz. That's pretty good. Holding 5 again. I'm pretty sure I win this game. And red goes punchy punchy. Fighting to the death. But it doesn't matter. We've all seen how this cookie crumbles. Cool board. It's big. I like that it's big. And red's being a good sport about it. So I'll give him a good game. Does that one connect? Yes. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think we're very close to 34. 2 intermediates and a beginner. Where do I sit currently? Yeah, rank 34. There we go. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, for all of you on the path to world domination, good games, good luck.